Yo guys, welcome to Firework 24 YouTube channel, the channel of sensation guys. So today we are going to be looking at a brand new 2020 Subaru WRX. It is the base model. But let's get into it, the new addition to the Subaru family. Can't wait to show you. So there is the new addition to the Subaru family guys. There's one downside, it does get dirty. But I cannot wait to show you guys around this car, guys. But first, I need to clean it up a little bit. So, just because I live on a dirt road here, and it gets dusty quick because it's a dark color, I'm going to clean it up real quick, and then we'll continue with this. Alrighty, guys. So, here is the 2020 Subaru WRX. It is a base model, like I said before, but there was per se only two Subaru WRXs per se at the dealership I was going at, which was one was a RASTI 2018, which was used. This was a brand new base model WRX, completely different vehicles, but this is the one I chose, brand new, better financing first of all. Second of all, the RA was double the price as this because there was only 500 made and the price is really high. But it is don't worry about the interior situation. It is lived in, but it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that stuff in it. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission. But one thing I will let you know about this 6-speed manual transmission, I was driving a 95 Impreza, which is, some of you guys may have seen that car on this channel before. I drove that for like a year and a half. That's a 5-speed manual. The extra gear is not what messes me up. What messes me up is that clutch down there. Okay? If you guys are considering getting a WRX or STI, be careful on that clutch because it comes off, its biting point is about that much off the ground because it's WRX and it's supposed to be for performance, but I didn't know that before buying it, so that is something to note. Your clutch is very, very touchy and very, very hard for daily driving. So just note that it is a harder daily driver in the manual because your clutch is made to perform, not to daily drive. This screen right here, in the base model, is very slow, but it is nice to have a touch screen in a car, but it is very slow. The one on the premium and limited and up is a lot more responsive, as I have seen, but it's still fairly nice for what you need it for. It's got no heated seats because it's a base model, and no fog lights because it's a base model. That's also a base model thing, that you get this touchscreen from the 2015s and up. They had these screens, but now that they put a newer model into the premium and limited, but kept this in the base model. It has, when I got it, it had 18 miles on this car, and now I have put a total whopping 727 miles on this car. And alrighty guys, we're on the other side of the car now. We're gonna pop the hood and the trunk. The trunk release is right there and on your key fob. There is none back here on the hatch, which is very, very saddening to me. But right now I have a lot of stuff back here, but because I have the car cover, but this has got a ton and tons of room in the back. It's more than you would think it's got room. But I have the special car cover for it. It does have a weird thing on the car cover. It has like this weird thing for your license plate to be shown. I'm guessing that's because people don't pay off their WRXs and then they have to tow them. So you can tell which WRX you got if you have an STI and WRX or multiple cars. A lot of storage room. I have all-weather floor mat in the back, and just a spare tires back here, which I can't do with one hand, but there is a spare tire back here. As of rear space, we are looking pretty good on rear space. I mean, I'm about 6 foot, and I mean, I got plenty of room sitting back here, as you guys can see. Your interior looks very nice from the back seat and front seat. It's got grab handles on this model of WRX, and they have it on all your other models too. But that is something to note that they have changed over the years, because there was a while where it was just on premium models that those were there back in when my Impreza was made, which was 95 first gen. This, I did not know what this was used for, so I'm going to say it in this video. This is used for, this has a thing that you can pull up, which this one doesn't have installed. But if you want to take off this, that's what this is for. You pop this off, and then it's got your screws in there. I didn't know what that was used for, but that's what that is. So anybody that's looking at WRX, that's what that is. It just kind of is a cool little feature. Got your metal pedals on the WRX, and it's got hill assist on it, which was really buggy when I first got it. I didn't know how to drive the whole hill assist. I've figured out over a little bit of time. I've had this for about a month now, or a little more, and I do know how to work with it now, the hill assist. You basically have to go in, and then when it starts, slowly it'll start releasing your brakes, then you can get off your clutch. Because for a while, it would be just holding your brakes and holding you back. It comes to a point where once you know how to drive the car, just take it off. It's kind of a buggy system. It's got cloth seats. One thing that I also think is kind of weird about the car is when you close this door, this whole thing kind of moves with the door. It's weird. It's like this little piece right here is attached to this plastic, and then there's nothing behind it, so it kind of flexes. So that is one thing that's kind of weird. The sound system in this 2020, way better than even the Carmen Harmon in my mom's 2018 Crosstrack. These Subaru OEM 6 speakers, because there's 2 up there too. 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds way better than the Harman Kardon, even in the Crosstrack. It's got a ton of bass. It's really good setup on the radio part and everything. My only gripe would be just that the base model has the old WRX when they first came out with this first gen. Also, you can tell this bumper is the 2020 because it's got this this grille was changed in 2018. One thing that I didn't know how to do when I first got this car was to open the hood. And it's kind of hard with one hand. But it's got a 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder boxer motor put to a symmetrical all-wheel drive 6-speed manual. It's got a black filter, which is a little different if you didn't know that. Japan made usually is what that means. It's a pretty nice little motor, but what I will say is you always got to check your oil on boxer motors, because your oil sits on this side and this side on your motor instead of in the oil pan usually. I've had that with the Impreza. I've not really had that much of an issue with this one yet, but it is brand new, so who knows. As well with this, it's got a lot smaller of a displacement than I would have expected in WRX, but can't really gripe because the power's not too bad, except for when you think you're going fast, you're not. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll be flooring it and your background's not moving anywhere. But this car will make you feel like you're hauling butt just by the ride quality of it. But you ain't going nowhere fast. It's a 4-cylinder. It's not made to really go that fast. It's made for fuel economy. But still, nice car. It has a performance feel to it. And it's got enough to daily drive to pass people really quick. But if you really want to get out and fly and drive fast, the STI, or I would say to consider getting, a Nissan or something else. But Subarus are very enjoyable to drive, and just for daily driving, this is basically all the power you need. But that clutch is not really nice for daily driving. It's kind of a difficult thing you got to get used to. And you are going to kind of have to ride the clutch while you're driving this more than you would in another vehicle, like an older vehicle. Not ride the clutch, but like you come off, that's engaged, that's in, that's engaged, that's in. So you're going to have to ride it here for a while, longer than a normal vehicle, and then get off of it. Just because of your power range. If you want to get off of it slow, if you want to get off the line pretty fast and jerky, you can get off of it like this. But you're going to be a little jerkier than if you go slow. Second gear, you need to go slower on. That is something I have noted. When you do drive, you need to go slower in second gear or shift at lower RPMs, or it gets very jerky. But after a second, it's not as jerky in your gears. You just got to be you have to get off your clutch, then get on the gas, instead of while you're getting off the clutch, getting on the gas in this car for it not to be jerky. But if you're racing, you don't need to care about being jerky. It's just going to happen because that's your wheels locking up. So, I've really enjoyed this vehicle. But let's take it on a drive. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you next time. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. But I'll catch you in my next video. Peace out.